Sews. My name's Sarah. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you're well. I hope you've had a good week. I am here in another new space. Now, this will be the space where I'm sewing for the next few months. As most of you will have seen in my previous videos, we are temporarily moving out of our house and in with my parents whilst we're having some building work done. And my parents have very kindly given me a space to set up as my sewing space. And it was their music room before, but they now have their piano, their proper piano, not proper piano, their big piano in the house. And then there's an upright piano here. So it means that I can sort of have space to do my singing work and all my sewing stuff. So you can see I've started to set some bits and bobs up, but it's not finished. So when it's all done and everything's unpacked and repacked away where it needs to go, I'll give you a little tour. It's probably not going to be that exciting, but I will show you anyway. You can see some of the fabrics I've picked to bring with me, and then here, there's my iron, and then there are some bits for the wedding that are being stored in here as well. So yeah, so that's why the background is different, but we should be settling into a better routine for the remainder of the summer and most of the autumn and winter as well. So this week, what's been happening? Last time we spoke, I was up in Durham and we were up there doing some wedding bits. We met our vicar, who is so nice. He's like sort of young and chatty and very fun and everything. And so, yeah, so then drove back and I've been able to do not quite as much sewing as I would like, but I've been able to do some bits. So I cannot show you the Sorrento jacket, which I gave you a little flash of last week, because that is for the Jenny Stitches blog. And so I have to save the reveal for the blog. I was given everything. I think I already had the pattern as part of the Sew Over It Summer Dreaming ebook. And all of the materials I was given free of charge by Jenny at Jenny Stitches in order to then share my thoughts on the process on the blog. So what have I done? I've added on the sleeves, done a bit more top stitching. I've started to attach the waistband. So after that is attached and top stitched, you have to add these little tabs on the back of the waistband and then the cuffs. And then it's just adding the rest of the buttonholes and then the metal work, which I'm quite stressed about because the jacket is looking really nice. And I don't have a good history with putting in buttons that aren't just normal buttons, the ones where you have to hammer them and use it. Well, stressful anyway, but I'm gonna make it work. So that's one thing I've been working on, and that's continued. That's a work in progress. The other thing I made, I actually really don't like. So I'm going to show it to you here. I haven't taken pictures yet, but I'm hoping to take some pictures before I post this video. So if I do, I will make sure to add some pictures of me wearing it. It is the Oreo blouse by Fibre Mood. Now I got this as part of my Little Miss So-and-so subscription box when I was still getting that box. I'm a bit behind on sewing them up, so this there's another box that I've received since this one, but I've only just, I think this was the May box, and basically it's a blouse pattern with these sort of big, it's got quite voluminous sleeves, but they're sort of elbow length, so they're short. And they're not elasticated at the hem, the sleeve hem, so they just sort of billow. And then it's got a covered button placket as well. I'd say those are the main two features. And the fabric I used, I will give you a little look at, is a Lady McElroy. Now I picked this fabric myself. So it's a Lady McElroy, I think it's called From the Veranda. And you can see it's got nice sort of flowers and palm trees, and it's got some sort of columns and nice historical sites. It's very pretty. And it is a viscose lawn, so it's very slippery. Now, I'm hoping I can save this, but I just don't know that I like it enough to put the work in. But now that I'm looking at it again, it does seem a shame. What do I not like about it? I really hate the concealed button placket. I've not made one before. And I was umming and ahhing a bit about it, but I really hate it. So if you don't know what that is, you have the normal button placket here, which has the buttonholes in. And then over the top, there's a strip that goes all the way down. So do you see like this? So when you button it up, the buttons come through the bottom layer, and then you have this top layer to cover them, so you don't actually see any buttons. Now, despite me painlessly lining everything up, when I button this up, sorry if you can hear that shaking, that's not a scratching. When I button it up, the covering placket thing just does not lay flat. The buttons placket underneath is lined up, so when I button it up, the lower placket sits flat. The one with the actual buttons on sits flat, but the covering one doesn't, so it creates this really annoying curve. The sleeves are okay. I like a voluminous sleeve. This cut is just, I think it's like a weird balance between being sort of a formal shirt and a casual shirt, and it's like, is it for summer? I don't know. I just don't know. I was wearing it and I was like, I don't know. I can't imagine when I would reach for this. I think the other problem is if I hold it up against, I did put a nice little label in it. That's Hey So Sister label. I just think it really washes me out. Even though when I look at it as part of the garment, I can appreciate it, but it's just a bit beige, I would say. It has got these little pops of colour throughout. You've got the flowers and you've got these pops of blue and these pops of green, but I would say the overall vibe is just very beige. And I do sometimes wear, like, you'll see another fabric I've bought for a different project. I love wearing gold, which obviously gold is just like metallic beige. But I think there's something, when it's metallic, there's something that like lifts, it doesn't wash me out so much. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to put it on tomorrow. I'm going to take some pictures and I'll see if I like it once I've styled it properly. I only really tried it on after I just made it, and then I wasn't very happy, so I just sort of threw it to the side. But that's, yeah, I mean, that's the first time. So this will be my 5th Little Miss So-and-so box. I love the garments for the first 4 boxes. Even the ones that I wasn't sure about, when I made them up, I actually loved them. This is the first one where I've been like, oh, I just don't know if I'm going to wear this. But yeah, I'm going to see when I style it tomorrow. But again, I mean, it's hard to tell because obviously I'm wearing like bright colours. But with this, it's just, I don't know, what do you think? I like the print, I just don't love those colours on me. I also, now that I think of it, like corally sort of colours, peachy colours, not good on me. So I don't know what I was thinking. But maybe it would look nice on someone else. I think the other thing I was thinking was, I think I mentioned to you last week if you watched about the big sew off, and they Sew Over It run this thing, and it's a 24-hour sew-a-thon, and I'm taking part in it this year. And they sort of have 2 causes that they're raising for. One is Mind, the mental health charity, and the other is that the clothes sewn up are donated to a charity that then basically anyone who needs help getting clothes, they can go on and pick stuff off the website that they like and you send it to them for free, sort of thing. So I did think I might wear it again, or just try it on. And if I really think, you know, it's nice, but it's just not for me, then I was thinking maybe I could see if anyone wants that. I guess the sort of thing where someone might be looking for workwear or something. You could wear it like tucked into high-waisted trousers, or I don't know. Someone else might know what to do with it more than I do. But let's see. When the pictures are up there, I will let you make a decision on that. But that was one of the things where I tried something a bit different and it didn't massively work for me. So yeah, aside from that, I've just been trying to sort out all this stuff, and I have had a couple of deliveries. Now, one of these deliveries was very delayed because I accidentally had it sent to my 2-year-old nephew several weeks ago. Having bought him a gift, it had sort of automatically saved the address in one of those shopping apps. And I only realised when I got an email saying, "Dear blah, blah, blah," and it said my nephew's name. And then they've since had, my brother and his partner have since had another baby. And so we didn't see them for a bit because there was obviously lots going on. So I finally been able to pick up my Jenny Stitches package. Now, one of the things that I purchased, and the reason I made the order in the first place, was to get this zip for my blue Lucy dress. And obviously that didn't work out, and I ended up using a sort of purpley yeah, a sort of purpley zip, which worked fine. It didn't match, but I think it didn't clash too much. So that can just go in my stash. I also wanted to get some patterns printed. I pretty much always get my patterns printed by Jenny. And the two patterns I had printed were the Megan Nielsen Cottesloe Curve swimsuit. So I'll try and pop a picture of that up here. I've said to you before, I have a few swimwear fabrics. You can see one of them just there with pink flowers on. And I've got a few others. I've had the Cashmere Ipswich pattern for a while, and it has a really like proper swim bra in it. But I think it's just too complicated when I haven't made a bra or a swimsuit before. And the Cottesloe is just a much more simple shape. So I decided to buy that. I'm going to have a go with one of the cheaper swimwear fabrics that I've purchased and just sort of see how I get on. And then once I've done that and I've sort of learned a bit more about working with that type of fabric, then I might branch out. But that's that. And then I also have the Closet Core Veronique robe. Again, I'll pop a picture here. This I purchased a little while ago, and I am planning on using it as the pattern to make my bridal robe that I will wear the morning of the wedding, and then maybe some other times too. I have a fabric up there somewhere. I can't see it right now. I think it's there, that like creamy fabric you see there. It is like a jacquard satin in ivory, and it's got little hearts on, also in ivory, but I thought that might make a nice floaty robe. I bought that from Rainbow Fabrics absolutely ages ago. So yeah, so those are the two fabrics I purchased. And then I also couldn't resist some of this lovely viscose, which I had been admiring for ages and sort of flip-flopping on buying. Don't know what I'm going to use this for. I thought maybe the Sophia dress, the Sew Over It one, would be nice. But to be honest, sorry, again, Nala's just come in. She's like chewing a ball with her like rubber ball thing with great passion, which is making a really unpleasant sound. Nala, can you stop with the chewing, please, sweetheart? No, she's going to lie down and chew some more. Classic. Yeah, I don't know exactly what I'm going to make with this. It was just a good price, and I love the fruity pattern. And that's actually reminded me of something else I wanted to show you. But yeah, I'm sort of, I don't know if it's just because the weather's been so weird recently, but there's part of me thinking, am I going to have that many opportunities to wear summery things? I've got so many things to sew up for the wedding and for my hen and things like that, that there's part of me thinking some of the summer fabrics might be things that I just save for next year now. But then maybe we'll have a heat wave in September or something, and then I'll regret not sewing more. So I'm going to keep it out. And yeah, I was thinking either a co-ord set or the Sew Over It Sophia would be nice in this with that big bow. The thing that's sort of related that I wanted to show you, this is from ages ago. I went to, hang on, Nala is not going to stop making that horrible noise. Bear with me one moment, please. I have temporarily confiscated her ball and she is fuming. Everyone was very happy to see her last week. There she is, behind my, there she is. Not very happy that I've taken the ball away, but it's only short term. So that was one of my purchases from a little while ago. Oh, the thing I was going to show you was, I don't know if you remember, I went to a pottery cafe with a friend of mine a while ago and painted this jug. And I know you're all sort of crafty people. And anyway, it was near to where she lived, so she went to collect it, and then work got really crazy for us both, and we didn't see each other for ages until yesterday, and she returned the jug to me. I just thought I would show you the jug that I painted. And obviously, I missed a spot on the handle there. This fabric made me think of it because of the oranges. So we've got some oranges, lemon, strawberry, grapes, more oranges, a very messy blue handle because I painted it and then accidentally picked it up and made a mess. Yeah, so that's my jug. I was quite pleased with that, and it's got these little dots on the top. So I'm going to put that away because I don't want to break it. I'm not an artist, obviously, but I do quite enjoy when it's just like simple shapes. Like I can't draw, but if it's something like maybe a bit more graphic, I do enjoy having a go. There's actually a smudge on there. That's That's annoying. Oh well. Yeah, so that's another sort of creative thing. And then the last thing I was going to show you, sorry, now Nala's hanging around my feet like, where's my ball? Was I'm planning on making another by hand London Lucy dress for my hen party. So my hen party is in a few weeks. I have no idea what's going on, but I thought the by hand London Lucy, oh, see, she's sniffing around for the ball now. It's not there. It's on top of the piano. It's not there. She's furious. So yeah, I want to make the Lucy dress, and I wanted a fabric that was quite structured because I liked the way, I think I've seen a lot of daytime versions which are lovely, but for the hen I wanted it to hold its shape like the one in Duchess Satin did. So I ended up, after looking at lots of different things, purchasing this fabric from Fabric Godmother. Now it is a brocade. I don't know how well it shows up on the screen, to be honest. It has gold. Now the gold bits are actually, if I move it, you can see a bit more like metallic-y. And then on the website, they've sort of described it as being lavender, these colours. And I suppose it is sort of a lavender. It also looks a bit like a grey, I think, against it. But you've got these sort of cool flowers. And then because it is a nice brocade, you also have the reverse, where you get more of the metallic-y gold, which I actually kind of like. I think I like both. Which side do you prefer? This side? This side? What do we think? Or a mix? Don't know. Anyway, so I'm planning on making another Lucy dress out of this fabric. And if I have enough left over, I'm thinking I might make the Sew Over It bow bag, which they very kindly sent me a little while ago. But I thought that'd be kind of cute for a hen. And to be honest, I've been thinking about, for the actual wedding, I have an amazing dress that I had no, what's the word? That I had no input in making. But I was just going to make a dress for the party, but I wanted it to be something quite chilled. Like, I didn't want the stress of making something really intricate, because the point of changing into that other dress is that I can just relax more in it, and I don't want to worry about stuff getting spilled or like, do you know what I mean? I just want something that's a bit more, that hasn't cost me an absolute fortune and hasn't taken me absolutely days and weeks to make. So there is part of me thinking, if I make this and I really love it, once I've worn it for the hen, and if it's still in good shape after the hen, I might just like zhuzh it up a bit for the reception. I don't know, and just wear that again, and then I don't have to make another dress. I don't know. I'm going to see once I've made it up, because sometimes I think it's like you can't tell how the whole look's going to fit until you put it all together and you've done your hair and your makeup and the shoes and you sort of see it. But that's going to be a key project for me in the next few weeks. It's going to be interesting, I think, next couple of weeks on how much I'll have to show you. I have another Minerva project to do. I've got to finish my denim jacket. And then for the head, I'm planning on making two things. So this dress, and also I want to make a sweatshirt. That's another Minerva project. They've sent me some French terry in ivory, and I've got some sew-on patches, and I'm just going to make like a cute little sweatshirt. And then I'm getting started on my flower girl dresses. So that orange fabric there is not the colour my flower girls are wearing, but I'm going to use it. It's like a satin jacquard, again, that I bought from Rainbow Fabrics absolutely ages ago, and I haven't used it, and I'm thinking I'm going to use that to make some toiles, so that when I next see some of the girls, I can just try things on. It's been very rogue getting their measurements. I've been sent measurements for 3 of them, and they're all sort of, normally when I make things for any of the girls, they fit into the age brackets, but they've come out all over the place in this pattern. One of them is like coming up as 2 years older than she actually is. Then the one who's a year older than her is coming up as like 2 years younger than she actually is. So I suspect there may have been, I don't know, I think sometimes when people measure, they'll factor in ease and things like that themselves. So then it's like, if I then factor in ease on top of what they've already said, you end up with something that's way big. So yeah, so I'm going to make the toiles, because I was a bit like, oh, these sizes have come out all over the shop. And then I'm going to try them on when I see them in a few weeks, just of the bodice, not of the whole dress. Zip them up, see where we're at. And it just means I can hopefully sort that out before everything kicks off. I'm not going to be vlogging about the flower girls and things for the actual wedding until after. So I might film stuff, but I won't be posting anything until after, because obviously I want it to be a bit of a surprise. So yeah, so it's one of those things where I think I'm going to be sewing a lot, but I don't know how much of it I'm going to be able to share straight away. So you may have to be a little bit patient. I've also made a decision that I think I'm not going to go to the knitting and stitching show at Alexandra Palace this October. I went last year and I loved it, and I went to a stitch festival this year and I loved it. But it's like 2 weeks before the wedding, and I just think there's probably other stuff I should be doing and spending my money on. And whenever I go to these festivals, I always spend a fortune. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see nearer the time. Oh, there's a bumblebee. Hopefully that will go back out the door. Oh, sorry, it's chaos here today, isn't it? Yeah, so you never know. Nearer the time, if I feel like super on top of things, I might go, oh, let's just go and see. But at the moment, I've said to myself, let's plan not to go because you've got plenty of other things to do. Anyway, as always, I'm rabbiting on about nothing. I will post a video next week once I've got the space all set up, and I will show you a bit more of how I've set things up and what some of the fabrics I've chosen. It's a bit of a rogue selection actually, but we don't know exactly how long we're going to be here. So I had some where I was like, I might want to sew that up in autumn, or I might want to sew that up. And I've got a lot of summery fabrics, and again, a lot of them, because the weather's been so up and down, I think will be saved until next summer. But it's nice to have them here, you know. And also we'll be going on our honeymoon hopefully in April. We've got a mini moon in October to Scotland, so that won't be particularly warm, but hopefully our honeymoon might be a bit warm. So I just sort of figured I might be sewing up summery clothes a bit earlier than usual. Yeah, next time round. Yeah, so there we go. That's all I've got to say. So I hope you enjoyed that little catch up. As I said, I'm going to try and keep you sort of updated on what's going on. But yeah, it's a bit of a weird one at the moment because there's so much to do, but a lot of it isn't shareable. So that's the thing that's a bit more tricky. But I hope everyone's well. And thank you as always for tuning in. Please, if you've enjoyed this video, do like and subscribe to the channel. It's really growing, which has been really nice. I'll have had the channel a year in October, actually. That's when I started it. So I don't know where I'm going to be at by then, but it's really nice just seeing it growing and hearing from new followers and old followers and catching up with everybody. I really, really love it. So thank you so much for following along, and have a great weekend, and I will see you next time. All right, bye.